Hello, my name is Logan and I'm your host, The Mighty Pirate. In today's episode, I'm going over the Goliath. My sources for this video are technical readouts 3025, 3039, 3050, 3060, 3085, and Project Phoenix. The Goliath was made after the limited success of the Scorpion, which was another four-legged mech. At the time, the company that produced both mech variants believed that four-legged mech combat would be the future of armored warfare, but the Star League did not agree, so the initial run was sold to the periphery, where it had reasonable success on the battlefield, prompting the Star League to send some development money to the project, but shortly after, the Star League collapsed, and with it, the funding for this mech's development. Most Goliaths' ownership reverted to their pilots, and as a result, techs that could repair these lumbering machines became rarer and rarer by the decade after its release. At 80 tons, it has a top speed of 64 kph, which at the time of its development was an impressive land speed. Backed up by 18 tons of armor, 2 LRM-10s, a PPC, and a pair of downward-facing machine guns to keep infantry at bay, along with 17 heat sinks, this machine was well suited for long-range fire support. In the late 3040s, within the Free Worlds League, Korean Enterprises bought the rights to the aging Goliath design and started development on a project that would take over a decade, and the threat of clan invasion to finalize the project. By 3050, they had developed the Tarantula, which was a quad-legged scout mech, and, to try to overcome the negative press with four-legged designs, there was a massive PR push, using real combat footage and testimonials from pilots. Though some would consider it in bad taste, the stunt worked and orders for the scout mech filled the company's coffers, leading them to create the Sirocco in 3057. Though a full 15 tons heavier than the Goliath it was based off of, it only moved at a top speed of 54 kph, but with slightly more armor and far more advanced weaponry, while utilizing an ECM suite and anti-personnel pods. The Sirocco would see its way into most house armies, but the expensive price tag kept the orders limited. Though not as common as some mechs, it did see the battlefield in the joint attack from the Free Worlds League and the Capellan Confederation against the Federated Commonwealth, but the over-engineered design required parts made uniquely for the Sirocco, making it a less favored mech for frontline duty. The FedCom Civil War put much of the Lyran military to suboptimal levels. It would require nearly the destruction of two companies manufacturing before the original Goliath would see development. Both companies would put their remaining resources into developing a line of Goliaths to try to regain their infrastructure. There were some in both companies that saw this venture as a losing bet and would sell the design, information, or at least parts of the design on the black market for personal gain. And in some ways, this ensured its longevity in the following centuries, but this caused great delays in the Goliath seeing full production. Eventually, it would see full production, but just in time for the HBG blackout during the Blakist Uprising, where it would fight against Blakists throughout the Free Worlds League and Lyran space. That will conclude my video on the Goliath. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you on the battlefield.